Zoom us in a little bit. Perfect. Okay. Hello everyone, my name's Paige. Welcome if you're new. Today I have a little bit of a Q&A for you. I asked on Instagram for you guys to send in some questions. I'll leave my Instagram up there on the screen. And you guys sent in your questions. They're going to be quite deep questions, and I just kind of wanted to chat with you guys. I mean, look at me in my snuggly sweater fluffiness, and I just wanted to sit, chill, relax, and talk about a few more meaningful things in this Q&A. I'm just going to skip a few questions just because they've already been asked before and I have answered them in previous videos on my old channel and you guys probably already know, so I will skip a few. Ruby asks, what are your goals after you finish school? I don't have any specific dead set goals, like a specific course I want to take, but my main goal is to be in a field with animals, something like that. And I know my main goal is that I want to find a job and have opportunities where I will be happy in the long run, because I know if I don't find a job that I truly want to do, I'm not going to be happy in the long run. So that's kind of my main goal, is just to find a job that makes me happy and get into a course that is going to get me to that job. Flying Change Photography asks, how old are you and how many siblings do you have? I am 15. I have one sibling. I have a sister called Amanda and she's 8 years old. Soaring Spirits asks, what is your favourite subject in school and why? At the moment, it kind of changes every week, but at the moment my favourite subject is photography, just because I feel like you can express yourself really well, it's really relaxing, and it's just a very nice, creative, unwinding subject to do. Not to say it's a bludge, because I honestly take photography quite seriously and I really want to get good marks, but I just feel like even under that stress of trying to get good marks, it's still a great thing to unwind with. Writing with Ying asks, what is your hardest subject to do? To be honest, I don't really have like a subject that I hate or a subject that I'm bad at. I'll be quite honest, I'm quite good at most of my subjects. But I have to admit, the one that I probably find quite difficult to prepare for would don't get me wrong, I absolutely love this subject, but the one that I feel most stressed about most of the time and that I really need to prepare for, and I sometimes find it hard to prepare for it really well, is probably English, just because I feel like in English is a subject where it's a matter of, sorry, I'm just like getting really hot in here, it's a matter of whether your teacher who marks it actually likes it or not whether you meet the criteria. So that for me can kind of get hard to prepare for, but apart from that, I do love English, I'm quite good at it, but that's just something I find a bit hard when preparing for exams. Horsey Admirer asks, how do your family and friends react when you tell them about YouTube? To be honest, if I meet someone, I'm not like, hey, I have a YouTube channel. They all end up finding out anyways. I just wanted to say, if you're considering starting up a YouTube channel, be completely open about it to your family, because even from the beginning, I was like to my parents, I really want to start up a YouTube channel, you guys can follow it, and just being open about it keeps them engaged and it feels like you're not hiding anything. But my family loves my YouTube channel, they watch my videos every week, everything that goes up they see before it goes up and they give me like little advice on what I can fix, but yeah, no, they react really well. My friends love it too. My friends probably don't really watch the horse ones, but they do watch the beauty ones and they think they're great, or that's what they've told me. So yeah, they all react quite well. I think it's just really important when you have a YouTube channel, be very open about it to your family and to your friends, because when they find out about it not from you, it can get a bit awkward, especially if you're trying to hide it from them. But yeah, no, my family and friends absolutely love my YouTube channel, or so they say. Ruby Costello asks, who are your inspirations? Okay, I don't really have like one specific person I'm like, oh, I aspire to be like them, because I feel like you shouldn't be like that. You should be, I aspire to have their attitude. There are plenty of people who I aspire to be like in that way. People in my family, I aspire to be like my parents. I aspire to be like my horse riding instructor in the way that she coaches, because I think she's amazing. So that's kind of something, if I was to ever do anything where I'm teaching people, I really aspire to be like that. In regards to like goal setting and stuff like that, I actually really, on YouTube, there is a channel called Your Riding Success. She is a dressage rider, not that I'm a dressage rider, but she's actually an NLP specialist, which is neuro-linguistic programming, I think, and it's got to do with your brain and setting goals, getting rid of fears, and her just whole approach to life is very inspirational for me. And I will pop up a card right now. I'm not going to point to it because I always get it wrong, but it will come up now. Go check out her channel. She's got, even if you're not into horses, say you're just, I don't know, say you're in school and you need goals and you need motivation, her videos are amazing and I would really recommend go looking at them. Horsey Izzy, I really like this question. Do you ever wonder or wish that cars and technology and things like that were never invented? And how do you feel about it? Also, what do you think will happen in the future if we carry on like this, how we are going now? To be honest with you, I would love to live in an era where there is no technology. I know that sounds really stupid. I wouldn't be able to do YouTube. I wouldn't be able to get around quicker, but I just feel like the world was so much more, like when I look at, 1920s there are technology, but like I've told you before, I love the TV series Downton Abbey, and just watching that with like horses and carriages and like really old cars and big estates and farms, I would love to live like that. I think the world would be much better off. And I don't wish they were never invented, but I feel that their use was kind of a bit more valued and we didn't take advantage of it so much and overuse it. But yes, I think that would be quite cool to live in a world where there was no technology. I think what is going to happen when if we continue on like this, to be honest, I think that our world can cope. If you look at like the past 100 years, our world has adapted to so much. I think it's going to be able to cope for a lot longer than we expect. However, I think that it's going to be damaged and tarnished horribly. It will come to a point though when I think governments and things like that will snap open their eyes and realise how much catastrophe we're going to be in if we don't do something about it. So what do I think is going to happen? I think that in the end we will become extinct if we keep going on like this. But yeah, that's all I can really say. That's kind of hard to predict what's going to happen, but I do think eventually governments and things like that will snap open their eyes and think, oh crap, our society is not going to be able to sustain itself unless we actually start looking at the planet. So yeah, bit of environmental stuff there for you. Nemalongxx asks, I don't know if I pronounced that right, I do apologise. Let me find out what your actual name is. It doesn't say. Okay, what country do you want to visit? I don't have a specific country, however, well I do have a specific country. I really want to visit Canada. Canada in the middle of winter, go ice skating on lakes, go hiking, go in the mountains. Canada just seems like a picturesque, beautiful country for me, and I would really like to go to Canada. So comment down below if you live in Canada, because I do know that some of my viewers are from there. Lucy Bedford asks, how did you get into YouTube? To be honest, I was introduced to YouTube, like Zoella and things like that, by a friend, and I don't know, at first it kind of just seemed like something quite exciting to me, and it was like, oh cool, let's start up a YouTube channel. But then it kind of developed into, on here, as I was like, okay, it's gonna get quite deep, but as I was like growing up, I think I started to get a little bit more shy, and not in the way that I didn't know to express my opinion, but I started to feel like lacking confidence in myself a little bit, kind of as I transitioned into high school. And this platform for me is not only for you guys, but it's also a way of me watching how I can like grow over time. I can express my opinions without feeling like someone's going to judge me, if you know what I mean. I don't know, just getting into YouTube was kind of, at first, it was just a hobby, but now it's kind of been really for me, and it's kind of become a big part of me. But yeah, I just saw Zoella and I was like, oh, that looks cool, let's do it. So that's kind of how I got into YouTube. Sophie asks, how do you get through high school? I'm in grade 7 next year. Okay, high school, I feel like no one can really tell you how to get through it because everyone copes with it in a different way. I'm in year 9, so she's going to be 2 grades below me. But I'm not even at that point yet where I feel where I'm in that big exam, I'm not even in that point yet where I'm in that big exam block phase. However, from what I can say, in regards to, I'm not going to say academically, because I know that everyone copes with that in different ways, but in regards to being yourself, the biggest things I can say is try not to feel like you have to follow trends. Don't feel like you have to meet someone else's expectations all the time. If you within yourself meet an expectation that you set for yourself, then that's great. But don't try and put yourself up to others' expectations, and don't try and meet other people's needs and wants. If they can't accept you for who you are, then there is no point trying to change for them, and in the long run, they will not be in your life. I also just wanted to say as well, when you first go to high school, try and make, as ridiculous as this sounds, I'm not saying try and be popular, I'm just saying if you meet people, try and be super social, try and make friends really quickly, try and very much interact. That's something I kind of didn't do in my first year, and that's something I wish I had done. But yeah, try and meet lots of new people, go out of your comfort zone, try out things, and do all this within your first year, because if you go past it, it's going to be, if you don't do it in your first year, it's going to be harder and harder to do it down the track, and I have definitely figured that out. So yeah, that's my advice for high school. But in regards to that, just keep your chin up, know you're not going to be in there for long, and everything that you do in high school is probably going to affect what opportunities you have later. So just kind of keep that in mind. Paint Me Proud asks, what skincare do you use at the moment? I'm not going to answer that because I'm about to film a whole video on my skincare routine. So yeah, if that's already up, I'll pop a card up now, but if it's not, then it will be up very soon. My Mare asks, do you feel confident in yourself? Wow, that's a big deep question, isn't it? I think in different aspects and different areas of my life, I feel confident in myself. I don't really know how to answer this, because some days I'll walk out, I'll feel super confident, and I'll be like, yes, I can tackle the world, this is amazing. And other days I will just feel so crap about myself, and I'll be like, oh, like I just can't handle it. But yeah, I think overall I'm a pretty confident person. Not in the way that I show my confidence, but just I'm happy with who I am. I'm happy with my morals and my values. I'm happy with the way that I look. But there are days when I do not feel confident whatsoever. I feel like everyone's judging me. But overall, I think I'm pretty confident within myself and about who I am. Danny Kalau asks, what do you regret most that you have done? I'll kind of give it to you in a roundabout way. If you know someone and you are deciding whether you want to be friends with this person or whether you want to, okay, how do I say this without giving it away? If you are deciding whether you want to be friends with someone or whether you don't want to be friends with someone, don't let values that don't matter in society or will not deep down matter to you in the long run to determine that or not. I don't know if that made sense. Let me try and rephrase that. Hang on. Okay, so if you are deciding whether you want to pursue a relationship with someone, that doesn't have to be romantic, just like friends or whatever, and you are deciding that you make your decision based on values that do not matter, say for example how they look or stuff like that. If you base your decision on values that do not matter, in the long run won't matter to you, but you make a bad decision anyways, just reconsider that. Just think, are the values I'm judging this person on going to matter to me in the long run? I know that's kind of a wishy-washy answer because I can't really tell you, but yeah, pretty much. Just think, like, I feel like for me, that point that I'm talking about, obviously I'm not talking about it, but that point that I'm referring to, that was a big learning curve for me, I feel like, and yeah, that was just a big learning curve, and it kind of pushed me to be a less judgmental person. And yeah, I think since that point I've become very non-judgmental, because I realised that if you're judging someone on values and morals that don't matter and things that just don't matter, in the long run you're missing out on something. So that's kind of just a bit of a brief answer to that question. Maddie Martinuzzo, don't know if I said that right, asks, how do you deal with friendship breakups? Okay, first off, if you are breaking off a friendship based on your own accord, which I have done, I just wanted to say, if you, okay, oh God, okay, this is getting really deep, this Q&A. Okay, so if you're dealing with a friendship breakup, if you are the one who has decided to break off a friendship and you end up second guessing yourself, you end up missing this person, you end up feeling really bad about doing it, and you feel like, oh, should I have given them another chance, etc., etc. I just wanted to say, if they have treated you badly for years and years and years, is this person, first off, just ask yourself a few questions. Is this person making you happier? Is this person making you a better person? And do you feel that this person is going to matter in your life in the very long run? they're kind of the 3 questions I kind of base whenever I break it off with friends or whatever. They're kind of the questions, the things that I base it around. Are they gonna make me happy? Are they making me a better person? Are they making me feel good about myself? Do I feel positive around them, etc., etc.? If all those answers is no, or a vague no, dismiss them. As harsh as that kind of sounds, if they're not making a positive impact to your life and they are not treating you the way you're treating them, why should you put in the effort to... It's kind of like a bad investment. Why would you put all this money, why would you put all this energy into them if you're not getting anything in return? And that does sound kind of selfish, but if you're spending your life pouring out your positive energy and only receiving negative energy, you're kind of wasting your time on that person. However, if you, on a different note, if you do break it off with a friend and you really like this friend, all I can really say is I think you guys need to just separate for a few weeks maybe. Just kind of self-reflect and think, once again, use those 3 questions. Think, is this someone who I really want in my life? If the answer is yes, then you need to patch it up, but I feel like the best thing to do that is to be completely and openly honest. Do not leave anything in the vault. Just talk about everything, and hopefully you can, hopefully your friends and that can work it out and become friends again. They are all the questions. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please like and subscribe and comment below if you have any opinions on anything that I said, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!